Good morning, Gaurav. Good morning, Gaurav.
Good evening, everyone. So, welcome to the another episode of the Agile Scrum Track, and we are heading, and we have been talking about business analysis and models, and very well summarized by Tilo. Thank you so much, Tilo, for sharing the summary. Appreciate that. And everyone else can do that. And in case you want, you can draw before that, and you can present that. Hey, this is the drawing that I'm going to explain. So very well done. And this is how why you are preparing like this, because your one core intent to complete this training is what? And what is the answer?
Get a job.
Getting
Placement.
Yes, exactly. Very well said, Antazar, Athar, and everyone else getting placed. Okay. So getting placed into corporate of America, and this is a bigger vision with which you have joined in over here. So this is a great objective, and to fulfill that objective, it is very important to remain focused. And when the journey becomes longer, the distraction becomes higher, and to eliminate them, we have something in place which uh, you know uh, pretends which in fact prevents the ship in the ocean to sink. That is, we call it as code of honor. That is something that protects the complete vision. Okay. And that I'm going to share by sharing my screen. So let me know once you can see my screen. Okay. Hmm. Do you see a mind map on the screen? Please confirm once you see it.
not yet, Gaurav.
Okay, I have shared.
Gaurav,
Yeah.
just to add to what you said about
Mm-hmm.
getting placed in the corporate America,
Mm-hmm.
I just had a question. This has been there nagging me for some
Okay,
days.
so
Maybe you or
may I
Prerna can
request you
answer
to
it.
just hold on it before I complete it? Is it okay,
Sure.
Athar?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfectly
Thank you
fine.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. So yes, the very first one is this showing up live, the first code of honor, and then you practice to be on time, being punctual and highly committed, because this is what you need to demonstrate in the various Scrum ceremonies, and this is BS Scrum track. So another universal law associated with this says that how you do anything is how you do everything, learned by one of mentor to me. And the second code of honor says that is this: be the full stack student, because you started your journey as a student, and now you are no more not anymore normal student in the school. You are in fact a professional seeking to get placed. And that's the reason you don't need to be a just student, you need to be a full stack student. What do I mean by this? I mean by this that once you become the full stack student, you will follow to do all the assignments when sessions are getting over. You will also do self research, because of mere only learning over here is not sufficient. You need to be self sufficient as well. And how you would be become that? So by doing your self research, and also to become a master in it. And how you would master it? By repeating what you have learned. And then follow the third code of honor of taking the responsibility. Byproduct, you will take the responsibility once you will get succeed. But this is the fatal area where people fail to take the responsibility, because they don't recognize why did they fail. Because they were supposed to do some activity and they did not do it consistently. There the failure happens. Very few smart people who recognizes this, then they when they take the responsibility of their own failure, they decide to correct it. Okay, because decision is the next step towards the destination. Okay, and that's the another universal law associated with this code of honor. And then only this failure becomes the trail for the success. Okay, and you go back towards the success path. The fourth one, to do these all, what do you need to have? You need to have a very high learning mindset, that your focus will continuously on the learning. And when you will continue towards the learning, automatically you will remain positive. And When you are continuously learning, remain positive, you will find yourself, you don't have complaint, you are going in a complaint free mode. And when these all are happening, you will find automatically that your mind is getting loaded with a lot of gratitude. And the more gratitude for something, the more chances of getting them attracted towards you. So this is another universal law associated with code of honor. And then how this all can happen when you will start your day with the higher level of receptivity, and how you can do that. For that, I have asked you to listen one of the recording every single day, at least for 30 days. And the speaker himself recommends to listen to that 3 times. And in fact, he says that this listening to this itself is an yardstick which defines that day you are positive or negative. The moment for any single reason, if you fail to listen at least even once, because once is also in the very busy schedule is okay, and when you forget it, and when you don't commit to it, and when you can't somehow you just miss it, you will have to restart it. But that is the one defining moment where you can decide somewhere I was negative. And that's okay to be negative, but recognizing that negativity is important and converting that into positivity back is also important. And so when you will learn these all things, remain highly committed, and continue to follow this for 30 days, you need to also know that you need to follow golden quadrant of learning before getting into deep learning. And how do you do that? By declaring with the anchor, and then getting into deep learning, and then draw whatever you have learned, and then summarize it. And with this note, we are going to follow the same. And trust me, when you will follow this for any new learning, you will find that you are getting it most of the time. Okay, it will not bug you. And yeah, so repeating it 3 times is the another recipe, another secret, and you will find yourself becoming master in it. Okay, so on this note, may I ask you to be ready for the declaration? Are you all?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you so much. So at the count of 3, what you are going to do, we are going to set the anchors. Anchor is nothing but the clap, as a self high five, and then repeat after me what is selected you see on the screen. So 1, 2, 3, and clap and say, I am a quick learner.
I am a
I
quick
am a
learner.
quick
quick
learner.
learner.
What others can learn and master,
What
What
others
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 can
can
learn
learn
and
and
master.
I too can do that.
I
I
too
can
can
do
do
that.
Can do
You can
that.
do that.
And once again, self clap. 1, 2, 3, and clap, because I'm an awesome learner.
because
Because
I'm
I'm
an
an
I'm
I'm
an
also a
awesome
awesome
learner.
learner.
Today's learning is going to be
Today's
Today
learning
is
Today's
going
learning
to
is
be
going to be
super duper easy to me.
super duper
super
super
easy
easy.
to
duper
me.
easy to.
Thank you so much. And yes, it is going to be, because just now you declared it, and declaration is the another step towards the destination as well. So yeah, so while you're doing this all, don't forget to become a giver. Giving your ego away enhances the learning horizon, okay, on this path of learning. And the more you have enhanced your learning horizon, you will find that you are getting more spiritually grounded. However, the another, because I just touched over here the spiritual groundedness, it does not mean that of practicing some specific religious stuff, but your level of happiness gets increased with this. And while it is happening, remember to do the charity. Why? When it comes to earning, remember to do at least 5% give away for the society, because when you give away, when you give you grow, and when you receive you may survive. Okay, that's the another universal law. And 5% on consistent basis will add to your bank account back. But please don't do it with the intent to grow only, but also to inspire in your surrounding to do like you much more. Okay, so that's the another thing I would say. And then while you are doing this, appreciate what you do and what others do for you. And even what does not happen to you, continue to appreciate, because what you appreciate appreciates you back. That's the another universal law associated with this. So on this note, I'm going back to the I'm going back to the slide. But before I move to slide, I'll come to Athar, but before Athar you speak, let me ask SM. SM, who is this? I don't know that if I can know you.
Okay, I'm Suchana.
Oh, Sushana, thank you so much for joining in. So yes, Athar, going back to you. Yes, Athar. So you had questions, sir.
Yeah, my question is really a little bit related to like getting placed and all that
Yes, yes.
marketing. So I remember in the other session for RRP,
Mm-hmm.
and also I see those messages on WhatsApp group asking for putting the information for as a Guru School as a current employer
Mm-hmm.
in the resume. So my question was like, okay, if we put Guru School as employer,
Mm-hmm.
how does that benefit
Because
us?
okay, so what happens? This training itself is taken as a project. First of all, that's number one. Number two, when you are putting Guru Schools as employer, it means that whatever the projects with Guru Schools you are showcasing, as Guru Schools is deciding to approve that yes, he is a capable employee and he had been part of our project, which we have demonstrated. So it is in Guru Schools on your behalf playing this, and Guru Schools is showcasing your worth in the market that he deserves to get the job. Okay, so this is how it is playing the role, Guru Schools. And yes, so in case you have more question with it, I think you can ask then and there in the RRP session, sir. Athar,
Sure. Thank
is it
you.
okay?
Thank you,
Yeah,
Gaurav.
most welcome. So let's move further towards the learning, guys. And what we were learning one thing, which is models, business models, and we ended towards fishbone diagram. Everyone remember that?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you so much. So here what we had learned, and process fishbone diagram for identifying. That's okay. SM, that's okay. So of cause and effect diagram, and then moving further and understand now process flow diagram. So in process flow diagram, it is likewise the foundation is the flow chart, right? Where there will be various symbols. Okay, you need to identify what are the importance of it. Okay, and the one symbol which you see is called as start and end in the process flow diagram, and this represents a start and end point of any function in the computation or in any project. The arrows will define the consistency. The next line, a line is connector that shows the relationship between the representative shapes. Means from here, what will be the next step? So it's a step defining element. Then the kind of a rectangle you see, which is also called as input output box. A parallelogram represents input and output. This rectangle, in fact, is the representation of processes, and yeah, and this is the decision box. This is a diamond shaped box, and it indicates the decision. Decision means when you are at this connection, you need to decide whether to move left or right. Okay, so whether do right or wrong, whether to do yes or no, whether to do right click or left click, whether to press M or N, something like that. So that time you put this connection. So here it says that PFD is a diagram visual representation to indicate the flow of processes, as the name suggests. Do you agree with this? The name is very, very much clear. Is it clear to everyone? Process flow diagram.
Yep.
Yeah. So only to Athar or to everyone else?
Yes.
Okay. I think that
Yes.
everyone is connecting with the answer, what one is saying. Thank you so much for your answer as well. So yes, each step in the sequence is noted with the diagram shape. Okay. And steps are linked by connecting arrow, and this allows to view the flow chart and logically flow the process from the beginning to end. In this process flow diagram, I would encourage you, once you will learn how does it look like further, you can define your flow towards getting placed. How it is going to help you to get placed. There will two things happen. One, you will master this, number one. Number two, you will be able to visualize this. Okay, that how you will be getting placed. And number three, it will help you to understand at the deeper level. And number four, it will boost your confidence as well. So what I want you to do, once you learn this and go back, take this as a part of assignment as well, and create a process flow diagram. And for that, you can use Lucid chart, of course, and you can also create it on piece of paper. There you need to define the process to get placed in corporate with the platform, on the platform of Guru Schools. Okay, once you will do that, you can post that in WhatsApp group. In fact, whatever assignments you are doing, you can post that in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so steps to making a business process flow diagram is the number one, you determine the main component of the process. Okay, what is going to come first? Okay, and then you order the activities. Okay, and then choose the correct symbol for each activity. Means you are writing every single thing, and then you are letting those activity bear the shape. Okay, and make the connection between the activities later, and indicate the beginning and end of the process, and review your business process diagram. So this is how simple it is. So for example, here one is presented well. Okay, this business process flow template, it talks about four
Gaurav?
elements. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, Gaurav. Can
Yeah.
you present it in the presentation mode? It's very small.
Okay. Yeah, you are right. So let me
Thank
do
you.
that. Welcome, Thilu. Yeah, as it might be a little better. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So this process flow diagram has four elements, you see. So it has got credit department, it has got management, it has got sales department, and it has got customers. Okay, we will follow what exactly is happening in the process, this process flow diagram, and we will try to understand. So what exactly happened? We see here the starting point. You see the shape itself is defining that this is the starting point, right? And this could be the end point. So start and end is defined. Okay, all of you are with me, right?
Yes.
Everyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. So keep talking if I'll ask. So start and end is very, very much clear, and all the diamond shapes are talking and indicating that here the decisions are made. Okay, and these kind of shapes, this talk about there are few processes, okay, which has been followed, and there are some input output box. Those are simple rectangle. So we will follow what is going to happen. So from the sales department, someone calls, okay, calls to whom? Customers, and customer buy the product. Okay, the moment customer buys the product, a credit form is generated. However, when the credit form is getting generated for the customer, order is also getting entered into the system. Okay, and while order is getting entered into the system, credit form is also getting entered into the system. And while order is getting processed properly, what is going to, and here entry is what? Input. Yes. And
Yes.
that's why it
Yes.
has been represented with the rectangle. And then what is processed with credit form and order? The order form gets processed further. And the moment order form is ready, it goes for the approval. And approval, the moment, so approval is input. A person has to, just key in something to approve it. Okay. And what happens exactly? When it goes to approval, obviously it will go to the management. Okay, and management checks that order form, and sees that the customer has bad credit, whether to approve this sales or not. And in case it has got the okay credit, it check account receivable balance if it has, because this customer might have entered into the mall or somewhere where salesperson was waiting to invite the customer to process some refund, for example. Okay, so credit check happens over here, and when it is found that it is okay to process it, and what it does, while it is getting processed, it will decide whether account receivable has proper balance or not, and the balance is higher than the credit check. Okay, again, then decision is approved, it will continue to follow and calculate based on the credit term whether it matches the credit criteria or not. And once it is matched, then the credit issue is generated, credit issue is processed. And when credit issue is credit issue issued and reported, uh, and it becomes eligible for the terms approval. And then from sales end, from the sales department, the issuance of credit happens, and there from the sales department, this sale is approved as well. So this is a kind of one of the process where sales department is involved, management is involved, customer is involved, and credit department is involved, which is trying to showcase and demonstrating how every single one is functioning and connected with each other. Okay, so good with this. So what you can do in any process flow diagram, you need to remember about these boxes. Okay, so when you go to activity diagram, that was a bit different. But again, as I say, the foundation of any diagram over here will be the flow chart, and that you will find. If you'll go to the next diagram, for example, okay, so that could be the different one. Say, for example, I'm going to talk about it, mind map, you heard it. Okay, so mind map is totally different. It has always the center, which is the defining function. Okay, from center all the branches opens up. You had seen that earlier, and we started with the mind map only. However, now we will be getting into that business analysis model tools further, and let's understand this. Okay, so what all the business analysis models are? So to name a few, one is visual modeling, workflow diagram, entity relationship diagram, work breakdown structure diagram, which is also called as WBS diagram, and conversion to design diagram, and documents and template and understanding as you need to know. And by the way, these are the name may sound new to you. However, when you will look at them, you will find them super duper easy for you. Okay, because the name can sound, very new. It's as equal as you travel to a new continent, and sometime you found that name is there for a person who has got a face, but pronouncing that might sound difficult, but still you recognize the person. Do you all agree with me?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is how
Yes.
it is. So we are getting into the simplicity now. So any questions so far, guys?
No.
Okay,
No.
so what I'm going to do is that let me
Yes,
bring you.
I have a
Yes, go
question.
ahead, Antisar.
The shape, the shape, the different one. You didn't mention it in the in the table. What's this shape? The strange one. It's
Okay.
not the rectangle. It's not the square. It's
Okay,
not the
okay. So it was not mentioned over there. This is the processes. This was the process.
process.
Yeah.
Process. It's process.
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 Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like this in all the flow chart, right?
Yeah. So it varies sometime, not all in the flowchart. Sometime parallelogram is also taken as process, and sometime the another shape which you are referring to, that is also taken as a process. Okay, Antisa? Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So the
So like
proper
the similar manner you saw the in activity diagram, the start button was different, and in the in another diagram you saw that start button was just a circle, and end button was dot under the circle. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
proper rectangular or the
input
different
output.
one.
Yeah,
Proper
let me
rectangle is input and output.
let me go back and show you. Yeah, I know what you are talking about. Just give me a second.
Because it was slightly slanting the
Yeah,
input.
you're right.
Bottom is little slanting, yeah, like you said, like a waveform.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so this is the new one you found, right?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
This was, and this I am telling you that
Yeah,
is the process.
the one.
However,
Yeah.
before this, what did you find? This is the thing which is which says that input output. Excuse me. Okay, so this is input output. However, in this diagram, you have seen that. So it might have been, might have been shuffled. But here, what you see that all the input is happening where in the rectangle. Okay, the parallelogram and this one is actual the process. Okay, you are good with this?
Okay.
So
Okay.
the
Sometimes it changes.
diagram actually designed inside
Yeah.
the lucid chart, and that allows you to read the process in this shape. Okay,
Okay.
so now I'm moving to the next diagram. Okay, so you don't have any question in this, then let me move further and bring that in the presentation mode as well. And yeah, so visual modeling we are going to learn. And so we have seen so far graphic representation of object and system are visual modeling. With models, we can focus on subsets of information and identity patterns in our requirement, ideas, and business processes. Okay. For it, the program which we are going to look at is the process flow diagram, which we have looked at just now. Then comes the business domain model, and then ER diagram and UI wireflow frame or prototype or mock-up diagram. This is very, very important. You need to know as a business analyst. Okay. So, and as a scrum master, you need to know so that you can define it, you can approve it, and you can indicate if it is getting delayed. So this workflow diagram, what we are going to understand? We are going to understand one thing that we call it as, defect life cycle, bug life cycle. All right. With me, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is defect and bug for you? So defect or bug, the moment you find a difference between the expected behavior and the actual behavior of a product in comparison to the requirement, then it is treated as issue or incident or defect or bug. Okay. And if any such discrepancy happens, say for example, a customer has asked you, a simple example, customer has asked you cup of coffee. So the moment he says cup of coffee, it means cup will be there, coffee will be there. He has not specified what kind of coffee he needs. And what you do, you offer him the mug, and the mug is just look like glass. Okay, it does not have handle, and you pour some tea into that. You did not give them coffee. It is completely different with the requirement. Okay, you did not offer the expected behavior. Then the moment it happens, okay, you can't just speak up, hey, this is how did not I want it. You need to report into the system. For reporting that into the system to everyone, I have demonstrated how you can report that in Jira. I know for Sheetal, she has not yet seen it, but Sheetal, again, when you will visit the Agile and Scrum, there you will get to see how it is entered into Jira as well. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So what exactly happened? It is not just a tester finds a defect. Anyone who is working on a project can find a discrepancy. And the moment he finds a discrepancy, it has got status that gets changed into new. Okay. And the moment it gets converted into the new, development manager checks the rightness of this, the authenticity of it. And how does it check? By some decision. He checked whether the defect or the incident reported is valid or not. If not, then he simply change the status of it to the recheck, and it gets towards the closure. Then he has further question to check whether it is in the scope, whether we had agreed to work upon it or not. Okay. And the moment it does not have clarity that whether we agreed to work on it or not, with in case it is not in the scope, it is not in the agreement, it will simply be marked as a deferred, because customer is not in need. He has not even declared why to address it immediately, because we have higher priority things to address it. Okay. And that's the reason development manager mark it as the deferred. Everyone is following me so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
the moment new defect is reported, the checks happen by the manager, and then the final check says that whether it is already reported by someone or not. Is it going to be duplicate or what? So the moment he sees that it is the duplicate, he takes it towards the closer. He does not entertain it. And in case in any of the criteria it falls that it is a valid defect, it is in the scope defect, and it is very new, fresh, it was not reported earlier, then it gets assigned uh, to whom? To developer, who will fix it. So from new, okay, it goes into the uh, assign mode. Okay. And the moment it gets assigned, a developer start working on it, and he marks the status from new to assigned to in progress. Okay. And the moment he fixes that, he mark that as a resolved or fixed. Okay. So from new to assigned to in progress to resolved. And the moment, so there are two categories. One is called status, another is called as state. Okay. So the status is new, and then in progress, and then in fixed, but state will change that from active to it can be into the in progress and into in resolved statuses. Okay. Listen it again once you will go through the recording. No, listen it whatever just now I said. And then at final stage, once it is fixed, it goes back to the tester. Okay. And that time it's a state can be ready for test. Okay. And now the customer is testing. And by the way, whatever I am talking, the status and state that you will find in any, defect management system as a tool. And these all status and states are customizable. Okay. Tomorrow you can see that instead of new, someone has tagged it as a fresh. Okay. uh, when it is in progress, instead of in progress, you will find active. When it is fixed status, you will find again the resolved status is there, not the fixed one. Okay. That when it goes to ready for test, so what happens? Tester checks in. Now here, generally it's a ready for test. Okay. uh, but in some of the cases, in the defect management system, the administrator of those defect management system, they have introduced some new statuses as well. They would say that testing in progress. Okay, that is the additional one. They add it, and the one who is testing, he decides to keep that into the in progress or not. Okay. And the moment tester finds that it is working as expected, he attached the proof of that, and then he marked that ticket as a close. By the way, every incident, every bug or defect, or even it is user story, uh, any single activity in the system, into the project management system, is treated and called as ticket, candidate, or something like that. Okay. So, or incident. So whenever you hear ticket or candidate or the guy, so it means that they are talking about one identifiable incident, or any actionable item they are talking about. Okay. So if it is not passed, then what happens? So then tester changes the status towards the reopen, and the moment it gets reopened with the proof, it goes back towards the developer, and developer rechecks it, start working on it, However, what you need to remember in any defect life cycle, you need to remember the status. Minimum status are the new, in progress, fixed, closed, the vanilla status of a defect life cycle. But when it comes to the question may ask only this much, then you can say that. But before closing, if a tester decide that it is getting reopened, so he can also mark it reopen. So again, interviewer may ask, are you sure about it? So when rejection goes, when defer comes into the picture, when duplication happens. So that time you can tell, or even though he doesn't ask, you can yourself tell that. So the reported tickets are also checked for its authenticity, validity, and scope part, whether it is in scope or not. So yeah, so how do you do that? So for the moment it is checked, it can be rejected, deferred, or duplicate. Okay, so this thing you can do. So in a simple layman term, state defect life cycle is a new, then in progress, fixed, reopen or close, or any one of them can be rejected, deferred, and duplicate. One line is as simple as easy to remember. When you will understand and visualize this, then you will be easily find it available for you to remember. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Gaurav, can I just add something here, please?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So, technically, it might be a different word for you, or it is something that you might be feeling, oh, what is a bug and defect, because we don't use this words in our daily terminology. But for simplicity's sake, it just means that whatever functionality is expected, like for example, when we use WhatsApp and we want to send pictures, so when we select pictures and then we send pictures, those pictures need to be sent to the other person, right? All of us nah, we do this on a daily basis. But imagine if you are not able to select pictures or you're not able to send pictures, then that is a bug. Okay, so anything that is a hindrance to the functionality happening in any application, it's as simple as that. It simply means something, if something is not allowing you to function or work properly, it's a bug. And as Gaurav explained it, it has this typical life cycle of how it is created when it is new, and it's work in progress. It can be on hold also many a times. So things like that, it gets generated, and then we identify it. Okay, this is an issue, IT team has to work on, and it is identified, it works upon. When it is working, it is the status changes to work in progress. And trust me, the statuses are very important, because in organization and teams, there are generally weekly bug reports, bug tracking reports. There you can have daily also, but it will be a too long task. But weekly reports, status means weekly status reports means whatever bugs have been assigned to you, that means whatever issues have been assigned to your team, what is the status of that? So for example, if we have 20 bugs in that week, for example, so for say 5 are resolved, so 5 are closed, 8 of them are work in progress, 4 of them are new, and 3 of them or 2 of them are on hold, maybe for reason. So you see the clarification, or you see the bifurcation, and it is a very real life scenario I've given. And every week, maybe on a Friday or maybe on a Monday, that report is generated and it is published internally. And if in case the customer is also involved, it is shared with them also. So we all know where we stand, how many bugs and defects we have. So this is the actual, real life scenarios, why this entire process is important, and how well Gaurav has explained it. So try to correlate with it, any functionality, any appliance that you have at home and it is not working fine, then that calls for a defect or a bug. Okay, thank you so much, Gaurav. That's it.
Thank you so much, Prerna, for adding this up. And I'm sure that everyone can connect, because in one of the, class or batch, it was happening, and it is just not very far, a few months back, I would say, when the entire WhatsApp was stopped for a few time, okay, for 4, 5, 6 hours, I guess. It was not functioning. And when the Facebook was not functioning, so I don't know whether you remember that. Anyone remember that? This recently happened few months ago.
No. Yeah.
No? Okay,
Yes.
someone remember
Yes.
that. Yeah. So it has happened. So when it was not working, and it may happen that, the moment you hit some website, you find that it is completely down. Getting down, it is not functioning, it is not up. It's also kind of a defect when the end user is not aware of it. Okay. So this may happen. If something is not moving, loading is a simple defect. So defect can be anything which you are not expecting is a defect. Yeah. So cool to process further. Yeah, Antisar has to say
Yes,
something.
I have a question here. They ask, is it a valid defect? Means, is it real defect? Valid here means it's real, it's really,
Yeah. That's
right?
true.
Okay,
Yeah.
and is it a scope? What is the scope of what's the meaning of the scope?
Okay. Scope means, let me give you a simple example. Now, when the requirement comes in, and in the requirement, customer says that I want few, say for example, from the bank has come to you, you are the vendor. Okay. And she says that, the customer says that, hey, Enthusar, you are a great company, I want to work with you, and we are new into the banking industry, and I want you to develop my software. So before you process it further, I want you to understand what all at the very first stage you are going to deliver to me. At the very first stage, I want the customer knowledge to be entered. Okay. Customer information to be entered into the banking system. So customer information is the one of the module name. Okay. And in the customer information, what you say that you are also, every time you thought by yourself that in the very first month I have to work on this very first module. He might have talked further for the another module of NEFT transaction or RTGS transaction, or fund transfer or something like that. He said that give me this module after 3 months, not immediately, but in the second month I have something else, I'll be talking to you. But what you did, with the customer information, you also there kept one element in the system which talks about balance, check balance, check balance. This has not been asked, right? And then if it is not asked, and someone talked about, hey, check balance is there, so check balance is not working, right? Check balance button is not working, and you have put it, which has not been agreed, which customer has not asked, and you assume that this is anyways needed, customer would require it, then what is the use of it if it is not working? Do you agree with me? And sir,
Yeah,
are you
basically,
understand?
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay.
So this is the scoop.
Wait, so far you have
Oh.
understood. Okay. So yes, Athar, you were trying to say something.
yeah, basically, I was going to add on to what you were saying. You said it very well. Basically, scope is like you said, Gaurav. If you give some work and say this is what I'm expecting from you, that's all we should give you. We should not add anything more than what you
Exactly.
have ordered or requested.
Yes, that's the very well said by Athar. And yes, Anthar, whatever customer has asked, in case I am giving something extra and that extra is not asked, what I can do, I can decide to not to work upon it until unless customer needs it. Okay. And that time developer or development manager can decide whether to address it or not to address it. And he has the authority to mark it as a deferred. All right. So here the this button is not working. And he says that, okay, fine, customer has not even asked. I'm not going to fix it. I'm not going to make it workable. And, I will just hide it, and I'll just mark that this is on hold. And by the way, Prerna's talked about keeping on hold is as equal to as marking it as deferred. So hold is the customized, label of this status. So did it answer your question, by the way? And this
Yes. So
Yeah.
is it, so this means that the scoop is it required or no? Right? Is it required
right
now
now,
or
right
not
now it
required?
is, right now it
Yes.
is required
Yes.
or not. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome. Yeah.
So in
So
the
this
IT world,
is,
it's also called gold plating, right?
Yes, yes, that's true. It is also called as gold plating, where you decide the scope availability of it of any function, in fact. So guys, so you have understood now through this workflow diagram. We have talked about workflow diagram, but inside the workflow diagram, we represented you defect life cycle. Okay, and thereby you understand two things in one. Okay, the another one is very, very, very important. It's called as ER diagram. It is also known as business domain model. So ER diagram talks about, mainly it has relation with the database. So Prerna, would you like to take this slide, please?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Gaurav?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Shakil.
That's okay. It's clear now. I think
Okay.
something in the
Yeah, I
middle.
was about to say that your ribbon was in the middle, basically.
Yeah, I think your toolbar was in the middle of the screen, but it's clear now. Thank you.
Okay, okay, thank you. So yeah, Prerna, go ahead, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Gaurav. All of you to read one box, what is mentioned. I'm just calling this as a box for simplicity's sake. And, we are around, like, say, 9 people. So, yeah, 9 boxes. Please read out. You have to start like apparel size, size ID, size code, and sort order. That's one box. Yeah, everybody can start. And I really want all of you to take initiative. Please let us not take names. So, go ahead, please.
I start.
Please.
Product, product name, product ID, other data.
The next one is product categories and category ID.
Product colors, color ID.
Color.
Can I go?
Sorry.
It's a color ID, color code, color name.
Categories, category ID, parent category ID,
Customer, customer name, customer address, customer contact.
Order, order date, total amount.
Thank you so much. It was really nice to hear all of you because many of the times some of you are on mute continuously. Okay. So from the word, when we say ER diagram or entity diagram, what kind of thoughts come to your mind? Okay. What do we mean by entity? Anybody can answer that?
It's a
It's okay if
place.
it's a no.
It's a
Sorry?
It's a place.
It's a place. Okay. Entity, you're taking that way. Okay, fine. And rather, it's quite interesting that you said place. Okay. So,
Any organization could be an entity.
yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, someone is saying something. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying entity is a different kind of category.
Yes. So, all of you are right. Basically, what I feel is entity is when something is something is there. It can be name, place, animal, person, anything. It's basically an entity, right? I mean, I'm not going into non-living and living and that categorization, but entity means when something is there, it exists, it has an entity, first of all. Okay. So what this basically diagram tells us and why it is important in business. Okay. So all of you, I just want to have some basic understanding for you. So I'm asking a question. All of you know that every software has minimum 2 layers, like one is front end and one is back end. That simply means what you see on a website on Amazon.com, it's a front end that you see, right? That's why it is called as front end. So everybody knows about front end. Everybody's seen websites and application. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So on that front end, whatever data, the pictures, the amounts, the values, whatever you see, that is being fetched. It's actually called as being fetched and it is taken from backend. And that backend is generally databases or services. Okay. So have you all heard the word database in context of IT anytime? It
Yes.
can be no.
Yes.
I'm-
Yes.
Yes.
Database.
Yes. Yes. So basically, if I have to give you in simple lay terms, so your Amazon is your website and the warehouse that they have physical, it can be your database, okay, on normal term. Fine. So thank you so much for your answers. I just wanted to have the link. So I'm asking these questions. And then, you know, why this ER or entity relationship diagram is important? Because all the data that is stored in your database, that is stored in this function. So basically, here if you see, there are arrows. Can you see the arrows? Okay. It's like actual apparel size, and then that goes to the product, and then that goes to the product categorization. So from product, we have two arrows. One is going to the product colors, you know, product colors, and product categorization. Okay. So here I'll give you a very simple and easy to understand example, and then I'll try to correlate with you. Okay. So it is going to be a food example. I hope that's fine with all of you, because that's the easiest to relate to. So if I have to understand this, for that, I'll start with a simplified version. So assuming your product is rice, plain rice, okay? That's your product, assuming, okay? So that product, from that product, you can have so many branches. Like you can have plain rice, you can have jeera rice, you can have fried rice, you can have Mongolian rice, you can have biryani, you can have colored rice, you can have sweet rice. So, you know, rice is one category and you can have so many subset of that category, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're making us hungry now.
I'll be very happy if you remember the example along with that. Yes, for sure. So yes, so there we go. So there is a base. So there is a base. So that main original rice will have an ID. So we can have original rice ID, and the new rices which are prepared from them or dishes prepared for them will have subsequent IDs. So here, if you see apparel size, you know, apparel stands for anything and everything. That can be kids and women, men, you know, everyone. So that is the apparel size. And then everything, as you know, if you you know, when you were in school, you were in college, you were in office, or you know, any kind of if you have your security code, you know, you have that unique ID with you, right? In India, it's Aadhaar card number and stuff like that, right? So, you know, so everybody has a unique ID. Why that unique ID is important? Because it is unique and it makes you stand out. It makes finding that item or in the vast database easy. So you see every entity diagram or every block has this boxes has this ID, right? Apparel size has ID. Then your product colors have ID. Then your color also itself has ID. You get that?
Yes.
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 No? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. So what it's trying to tell is we have a very huge, maybe set of apparel size. It includes everything. And what data we have? We have the ID specific to the apparels. We have their codes. See, now every ID would be, you know, I would say it is unique. That's why it is called as ID. Size codes can be similar. Like we have this small, M, XL, double XL, or in US we have 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 20, right? So those are the codes. So there is a categorization. So you see codes there, you see codes in color codes, you know, so these are the categorization. Just try to understand, go with the flow. So here, when I see apparel size and I go to product, there is a correlation in that. Okay. So apparel size ID or apparel size code will have some of the names or IDs of the product ID. Like for example, my plain rice will be definitely can be made into jeera rice, right? So my apparel, for example, is a shirt. Okay. So in that category, it can be like, you know, it has given an ID of say 002, 004. So that will be a product ID in the product category, because it is a more specified version. You know how we have these home pages of Amazon where everything is there, all the clothes and shoes and purses and watches, electronic items, and then you have categories, you know, men, women, kids, entertainment, food, whatever. So here apparel is like a vast ocean where you have everything. Then you come to product. Then you have the product categories. Okay. So this product categories is something what I just told you now. It can be shoes and bags and boxes and home appliances and everything. So what is this entire entity relationship diagram does is, your data which is there in your database, which you want to come, on the website, or which should be fetched on the website, should have some linkage, should have some connection when you want to see it on the website. Okay. So that is why when we write, I think earlier sessions also we have given reference of w3schools.com for learning SQL. So when we have this, SQL queries or SQL statements, it's very easy to fetch data. I'll give you a very, again, an example is, if you want to find how many blue color shirts are there in men's apparel. Okay. So what all will you use? Just give me a blind guess. I have given you product category as men. I have given you color as blue. And I need a product. Yes.
Is a from where and select from where, right?
It's simply, I want to ask what all boxes you would need, as in which all IDs or which all, I would say, these wordings which are mentioned here.
Boys shirt, toddler shirts, adult shirts.
Not like that. Good guess, but
we'll be using a product and a color boxes.
Yes. Someone was saying we will be using product. Please repeat. Yeah.
We will be using the box of product, and for the subcategory we'll be using a box of color because it has a color name, and we have a product name there. So that
and category also.
Yeah.
Because you have category as, see, product would be shirt, category would be men's shirt, and color will be blue. So you see how many you used. So do you see the linkage? It can be same from black hand purse or handbag for women. So your product would be from your product would be, it will be a product ID or product code. No, where we have, okay, product name is handbag. What is the category is, categories is women's handbag, because women's handbag also have many categories. There are clutches and wallets and I'm running out of names. There's so many varieties of tote bags and whatnot and sling bags. So here we go as a, so you get that why this is important. Now we're just talking about general basic data, but imagine Amazon.com or imagine any of the supermarket that you visit. Do you see the categorization there in any of the department? It's so huge, even if you clothing itself is a vast ocean. Even if you see bags, even if you see shoes, when a men's department we go for shoes, if you go for your child's, so before beginning school you go for shopping, how many varieties of shoes nowadays even kids has, like black shoes, brown shoes, sport shoes, white shoes, this day shoot that. I mean, it's crazy. So imagine if you want to have all that on your website, how will you fetch the data? How will you have the correlation, right? That is why we have this entity relationship diagram. And for you as a BA, as a Scrum Master, when you'll work on it, you would be given the data. You will be given all the background data. So imagine a thumb rule for this is, every category will always have an ID. Okay. Every category will always have an ID. So that ID is important. Gaurav, Gaurav, I'm just, hello.
Yeah.
Gaurav, I'm just breaking. Just continue. I'm just getting,
So,
I'm just breaking. One second. I
as
need to
Prerna was
restart.
rightly explaining it, guys. So understand, like you are the person who is standing and a customer in a shopping mall, and you are at the sales counter, okay? And someone walks into you and he asks you, "All right, sir, I need one blue color shirt with 40 number size," or whatever the size you call it, 44 size or whatever. So 42 size, anything you decide. So blue color, then he will have a question. Do you want it in solid or stripes or print or something like that? So your requirement is clear, I need solid or something like that. So what exactly happens in the this in this garment store, there are the sections, okay, where all the apparels are there and products are there, and the categories are well defined, and category name you are well aware of that. Color is very much clear, and for every color there is a color code. And the moment the customer asks that I want blue, so blue will have a color code, obviously, okay, and color code and color ID will be there, and name is clear. So color box is very, very much clear. Say for example, this itself is the name of the shelf, okay, where the shirt is kept, okay, and you are very much clear what product you want. Product is very much clear. Now you need to demand, okay, demand to the attendant that you have to tell in the sentence, okay, and you have to give the command to this person who is attendant in the store, and you are the store manager. How will you give this command to this person, to attendant, to bring that blue shirt to you? How? So remember, when you are going to answer me, answer in a very detailed manner, okay? So what you will say to the attendant? Can anyone try this?
Yes, like that. Can I have that blue shirt in size this?
Yeah, go ahead, try it. Yeah, please repeat that. What did you say?
Yeah, I said, Miss, we can ask that person, can I have men's blue shirt in size whatever, like 36, 38?
Okay,
From
but
shelf
I
for
also
different.
mentioned over here one thing, that say for example, you have to give him a very clear cut instruction that he should not be asking you any question back. And to do that, I told you the name of the shelf itself where the cloth is kept, its name is blue. So now how will you become more precise? How will you ask again? Try one more time. You
Right.
have to give the command very precise, very specific.
Men's shirt from shelf number whatsoever, shelf number this, size this,
Okay,
and
the
color blue.
shelf has the name blue shelf.
Okay.
So
Men's shirt
right.
from blue shelf, size this.
Make it a statement. Don't make it partial.
Statement. Okay, like okay. Can I have a men's shirt from
Okay,
blue
don't
shelf?
request, command it. Don't request, command it.
Give me men's shirt from blue shelf, size 34.
Okay. Give me what?
Men's shirt from
shirt
shelf, from blue shelf.
From blue shelf, yeah.
Size 34 or whatever.
Okay, so let me do this thing. So please repeat what just now you said. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Give me.
Yes, give me men's shirt.
Men's shirt
from blue shelf.
From blue shelf.
In size.
Blue shelf. In size.
34.
34. Okay. Okay, simple. So how simply she asked, give me men's shirt from blue shelf in size 34. So say for example, it can be rewritten. Okay. How it can be rewritten. So this is the normal statement we are making in the talking. Okay. But where it is kept, it's a database. Actually, Prerna was giving you the example of what? Amazon, right? You hover like when you are getting into the this draw, you're getting the various draw. In the similar manner, when you'll go to Amazon and you will click on the garment, you will see men and women section. Inside men, you will get the coat, shirt and t-shirt, pant, trouser, whatnot. Okay, and the same will happen for the women as well. So in the similar manner, we have to when here we are choosing it, In the backend, what is happening in the database, all this information is stored somewhere in the shelf in the database. Okay, so let me reshare this thing, my screen. Okay, so what you are seeing or going to see on the screen once again is nothing but is a database. This is what it is. The bigger is the database. The bigger thing is what? Database. And the small compartment you see are the shelf is known as in database in computer language as a table. What they are known as?
Table.
Table. So when I am asking, so who gave this example? Was it Sheetal?
Yes.
Okay. So Sheetal was giving me example, give me main shirt from blue shelf in size. So this can be rewritten as like this. Instead of give me, I'm giving command to database now. It is called as select. Okay. And I will ask to bring all the, blue color. Okay. All the blue color. Okay. So what I can do that, select main shirt. Okay. And say, for example, this is the name of the column. Okay. In the shirt table. Okay. Shirt has got the table. Select main shirt, and where this table, where this column is in the table name as blue shell.
Blue shell.
From table blue shell. I'm not mentioning a table keyword, but here it will be just simple like that. Select main shirt from blue shell, where she went more specific, where size is the another column in the table is equal to 34. Yeah. So in the computer language, it is written like this. In the query language, this is how. And what happens when you write this in the database, you need to simply like this, like this, and select it and then run it. That's it. Okay, now let me rewrite this. Say, for example, I don't want to specify size. I just want all, main shirt from the with the blue color. So select
Main shirt from blue shirt.
yeah, main shirt from blue shell. Okay. So this is one.
So we don't need from.
So what will happen? You will select it. Okay. Okay. From is missing here. Select main shirt from blue shell. Okay. And you will select it, and there will be a run button, and you will click on that. It will give you the result. Say, for example, to have this the run button, let me create that one for you. So say, for example, this is the button in the database. Okay, this is the button in the database. Okay, you need to just trigger this. Okay, and you at the end you will have the result. However, I wanted to write select all blues from shirt category. Okay, so I wanted the color. Okay, so I can rewrite pick all blues from the shirt. So select blues from the shirt. Shirt might be the name of the table. So this is how it is written. So is it okay to rewrite these things in this manner? Select and then name of the entity where its relation is also mentioned. This is defining the relation, right? Where is defining the relation? Select is defining what? The entity. Yeah.
Yes.
So once you will write 2-3 times, will you master it in a computer language, in a database language? It's very simple, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The answer is yes. The answer is absolutely yes, yes, yes. Because it's very simple. It is very logical. Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, God.
So when we'll come back over here, and when you will see on the screen, so on the screen, I'm bringing back this entity relationship diagram. Okay. So everything is connected in the store. You need to know that what happens when you will sell a shirt, okay, to a customer, you will generate an order form for that, okay? And the customer, when you customer is going to pay you, what do you do? Customer has purchased this blue shirt that you are going to enter, and who has purchased that today? The software takes your name, address, contact number, and on what date of what amount this has been picked up. So it will be assigned with each table, and then product details will also get attached to it. So what does it make it possible is the software. And how software does it? Because software know the name of the shelf, the size and the product and color code and everything else. So what you see may look like, okay, I need to understand. But when you get into the database, you know how to write the query. It is called as query. Okay. So you write in a very structured manner. Everyone is listening to me properly? Yes. And
Yes.
awake still? Yeah.
Yes.
So you will write in a very structured manner. What Sheetal was answering, and I was rewriting that. I was trying to make it in structure, and it was a plain language. And that's why this entire ER diagram, which I was trying to explain, I tried to write one SQL queries. SQL is nothing but structured query language. It's so much easy to understand when you practice it more. And where you can practice it more, as Prerna said, go to w3school.org.
W3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Clear with this, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Ready to move further, right? So this is visual UI wireframe model. Let me bring this. Okay. So somehow my Zoom is behaving a bit different. So it is covering everything on the screen, the tool. But yeah, I'm also going to work like this. So what you see is a UI wire framework. Okay. So when you create one thing, and what is that one thing? The moment you are trying to, talk about one function, okay, you're trying to talk about customer information, okay, and the moment you are talking about customer information, and now the cash withdrawal function has also come. So two function, cash withdrawal, sorry, not cash withdrawal, say for example is a fund transfer, simple, in the online banking. So customer information and fund transfer are there. So how it will look like in the UI, in the software. So that time you can design it in a rough manner. Okay. So depending upon your design, the name, the designs are called as mockup or wireframe. So design that will go inside the document, that will be design is drawing, simple drawing I'm talking about. Okay. So design which will go inside the document, that will be called as, that is called as UI wireframe or mockup. So what they are called as?
UI wireframe or mockup.
Yeah, everyone please repeat what it is called as.
UI wireframe.
Or mockup.
Yes,
UI,
exactly.
wireframe and mockup.
That's right. That's right. So UI means user interface. And depending upon how better your drawing will continue to happen and look inside the document, the name of the document will change. Okay. So what will be name of that mockup will change. Okay. So there are three types of generally the mockup or design or drawings are there. One is low fidelity UI prototype. The another one is called as medium fidelity UI prototype, and third one is called as high fidelity UI prototype. So high fidelity UI prototype will look like exactly the way it will look in the application or in the software. However, the medium fidelity will be the UI elements will be there on the screen, that will appear in the document. Okay, means few elements will match. However, the low fidelity UI prototype are just a rough diagram. This is this, it can be just a placeholder. Okay, it will just talk about the layout. Okay, and this is what in these three bullets it has been talked about. So when it comes, when you as BA collecting the requirement, okay, say for example, you are developing customer information, and customer information, customer can be added, existing customer can be modified, or it can be deleted. Do you agree with this?
Yes.
Everyone agrees with this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So I will have 3 placeholders. Okay. Let me redo that for you. So I am going to develop one customer information. Okay. I will name it as a CI. CI. Okay. CI, customer information page, CIP. Say for example, CIP is the name of the screen. Okay. And it will have 3 buttons. Okay. It will have 3 buttons. Let me draw the buttons for you. Okay. Oh, okay. I want something else to draw over here. Yeah. And I'll change the color of it. Okay. So there are 3 buttons. Okay. And name will vary. Okay. Name will vary. Okay. Its name is, say, for example, add. Its name is add, for example. Okay. And its name is edit. And its name is delete. Its name is delete. Now what is happening, where I can see, okay, there are these many things are there, but to whom you can do it. Excuse me about this. So you will have another thing that is also called as a search. Okay. Search. And for search, say, for example, there is a magnifying glass. Okay. Along with it. So I'm not going to do that. And there will be another placeholder. And this placeholder, say, for example, is a text box. Okay. And here you need to come and you need to put a name. Okay. Name. So what is what you are able to see here is this. Okay. So wait a second. Yeah. So I'll change the color of it. So because it is what? It is text field. Okay. It is a text field. That's the reason I'm going to change the name of it. What happened? Why it is not working? I'm not good at drawing, by the way, but yeah, I'm getting better. So yeah, say for example, this is, I'm going to rewrite over here. Yeah, this is a name. This is a field where you can enter the data. Okay. And the moment you will search the name, or you can just type here all, and all the data will appear. So here, you can select any, and you can either edit it and you can delete it. And you, with the moment you will click on the add, there will be a new form appear. Okay. And for this new form, you can showcase that. By the way, whatever I have designed over here, this is low fidelity. Okay. This is the low fidelity. And this entire form I can showcase in the design. Okay. And customer information form has now 3, 4, 5 pages. One is for the add button. Add will have a new form, new layout. And I will mention over here, add feature, and will mention that. Then on edit, what will happen? The confirmation box will come that do you really want to edit it? Or on delete, what will happen? Confirmation box will come. Do you really want to delete it? And every single thing that is taking place inside the software that I can depict through design. Everyone is with me and understood this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So cool. So if you understood this, now let's move quickly to WBS, that work breakdown structure. Can you look at it? Work breakdown structure, by the way.
No.
No.
No?
Gaurav, you want to take this?
Yeah, you
WBS?
can definitely. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Can we go to the slide, please, which we have
Yeah,
for
yeah,
WBS?
yeah, yeah. I'm just going there. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So this is also one of the very useful and realistic concept and terminology used in IT industry. WBS simply means work a breakdown structure. And on the similar lines of earlier example, in IT industry also we have many departments and many teams, and you can be in marketing, sales, IT, can be in any of the teams, and how that team operates or what charge code. Have you guys have heard this word charge code anywhere, or anywhere? It can be in your fees structure, it can be in earlier offices. Yes, charge code, or what is your code for your department code? Yes,
No.
No.
no,
Really.
no. Some
No.
of you, no. Okay, not an issue. I'll tell you some real life scenarios. In any organization, when there is any budget or annual budget that things come up, any expenditure that has to come, they always ask for your department code. Like for example, if you're if you're assuming, if you're working in a bank and that bank has marketing, sales, IT. So if imagine IT team is asking for some softwares or some licensed softwares, those are costly, some maybe expensive laptops they're asking. So who would get that charge code, or who will be or whose budget will be impacted if IT is asking for that, right? Which department?
IT department.
Absolutely, IT itself, right? So similarly, if marketing team has to do some seminars, or they want to invite somebody, or our advertising team has to make some advertisement here, featuring some cricketers or actresses, and and if they are asking for that kind of budget, so that money given by bank for that promotion will be charged to advertising department. So this is for understanding purpose, right? And so similar way in WBS also, this is specific to more on IT front. So imagine you are working on a website. Okay, this is a typical and useful and easy to understand example which we normally take. So Amazon.com being that website, imagine there are so many categorization into that one website work. Okay, can someone read the first layer for me? One person or other person, just one by one, please. Starting from 1.0. Yes.
1.0.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Project
a project
management,
management.
The leftmost. Yeah, the leftmost. Yeah.
requirement gathering,
Yes.
Design
No,
and
we have
Design and
project management before that.
analysis.
Yeah. So I'll start
Design and
project
analysis.
management. Yes. Shakil, I think Shakil answered, na? Yeah. Requirement gathering.
Design and
Design and
analysis.
analysis. Oh, sorry.
Okay. No, that's fine. This is go ahead. If you miss, you can say the next one. Yeah. Next.
Site software development.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Shakil. Next.
testing and production.
Yes. Thank you, Sheetal. Yes.
You want me to go again?
No, no. So imagine this first layer. So now when we look at a website, that website, for example, they don't have a charge. It's just a project. Okay. So in that website development work, if you're in the project management team, like for example, assuming me and Gaurav are in project management team, we'll just try to bifurcate within our team only. Okay. So our charge code will be 1.0. What is our charge code means? If we work 5 days a week and we work for 9 hours, so for this period of time, the amount that will be paid to us, or then the company's expense to pay for us is on the charge code 1.0.
Okay.
It's simply like how you use your credit card, and your credit card is unique to you. Same way, if you're in a particular department, your charge code is, or your WBS, that is a work breakdown structure, is unique to you. So it is simply mentioned that it includes only deliverables and activities. So it means whatever your team is working to achieve the final delivery, that means to create a website, to develop a website, to ensure there are no bugs. So bug resolving, issue resolving, or, database creation, any of the activities that is done for the delivery, that work is broken down in different segments. Like for example, I'm just giving for hypothetical reason, your product owner and senior management will be a part of project management, right? Then your BAs, especially business analyst, will be part of requirement and requirement gathering. Okay. Then again, BAs and some junior developer will be part of design and analysis, and then senior developer and architects will be a part of site software development, and your testing team will be a part of testing and the final production. We also have a different production team for that, but just for simplicity's sake. So you see here, if I have to categorize, you say Archana and Shakil are in requirement gathering, Sheetal Athar are in per se, design and analysis, and then who all we have? 1 second, let me check. Then who is iPhone 2012? Sorry, I asked it yesterday, so I forgot.
It's me. Intisar.
Intisar. Okay. I know I'll request you to rename next time onwards. Intisar. So imagine Intisar and Komal are in some other team, and Thilo, Wilson, and SM are in, and I would say testing and production department. So now you know what is your WBS. Like Intisar's WBS being in testing would be 5.0, right? Komal and Shakil's WBS being in requirement gathering would be 2.0. So you get why this is important. Are you able to correlate? Because in industry, because in a team, when you are supposed to charge customers, charge as in you take money from customer, right? They pay their fees, or they pay the expenses for this project. So that time we show them accordingly. This is the team we have, and these are the charge codes. Like for example, in the further how it can be bifurcated. So this 4.0 has a site software development segment. It can be again broken down into HTML design and creation. Backend software, I just explained you some time back, it's database, right? So you can relate with it, database, whatever data is stored. Yes, no?
Yes.
Great. Yes. Then we have graphics and interface. Graphics and interface means, you have those light effects or some videos going on the websites, or those small
Right.
videos or color effects. So those are basically, I'm just giving you simplicity sake, very easy example. So that is your graphic. Content creation means, imagine if you have Amazon.com, but without any images, without any products, it will just look like a skeleton, right? That is how it looks before anybody adds the actual content. So yes, the content creation means you are adding appropriate images, and you're adding product information, you're adding different pictures of that product, other things like description, who is the seller, all that. That is your content creation. And the first is HTML design and creation means how your website looks, that HTML has a logo A to Z, and then it has all the images, it has all the categorization. See, I generally prefer giving Amazon and Facebook example is because these are the most widely used and known websites. This same principle applies to everywhere. Okay. So now here in database, see, it's just a concept we are trying to tell you that how WBS is broken down and how each member in every team gets a charge code or gets a WBS to charge to the customer. Okay. So never assume that if you are in a team of 10 people and your work is being unnoticed. No, your contribution is very valuable, and because of your contribution, the project is getting delivered, and the same is being charged to the customer. Okay. So last is also in backend in the database, you have this, how the transactional process, how the catalog engine means, we just saw this blue shirts, red shirts, purse, bags. So that is basically a catalog. That's for our project. In IT, project wise, it can be different. If it is a medical project, if it is a medical website, then we can have medicines catalogs, we can have medical equipments catalog. Similar way, you can think about any industry, you have the catalog. Then security means, we say the site was hacked, or you get those messages on Facebook that my account is hacked, please don't respond. So for all that, we need to have security. And database and middleware, it simply means how to get data from backend and show on your website. Okay. So to be very honest, the entire motive or intention of explaining this to you is to make you realize that everybody's work in an industry or in a team is valuable, and it gets an appropriate WBS, that stands for work breakdown structure. And how it is derived is, you start from a main task, which is like the major task of yours. It's like website creation, phone app creation. It can be anything, like that. The project name itself. Then you slowly and granularly keep breaking it down, the task, and same way you get the codes. So everybody is okay with this? Any doubts? Please share. You're most welcome. Yes, no,
No, thanks.
Yeah, not so far.
Yeah,
yes,
we are.
yes. Gaurav, you used to add something here?
Yeah, so thank you so much, Prerna, for explaining so very well. By the way, the screen what you looked at while ago, it looks like as a chart. It's a hierarchy-based chart, and here web portal example was given, and this is also sometimes known as organization chart. Okay, so for you, the exercise is that go ahead, play with it. And I also asked you to do one more exercise of creating activity diagram, I guess, or workflow diagram. Play
Yes.
with that, and tomorrow and present it. And also you need to, summarize everything, whatever you have learned, and how you can do that by repeating it them. Okay, and tomorrow means next time we will be looking at various documents which are required to develop by a BA, and that will be the assignment for the next time, where you as a team will be working to develop one document. Okay, so for now you need to practice on all the diagrams. So that's the assignment. So that's it from today, I would say, because we have reached to the time limit. And while we have come over here, I would ask, so by the way, I don't see Archana. Okay, I saw just now Archana. I had messaged Archana because I did not hear her, or somehow I had to reach out to her just to check whether she is there or not, because she was not. So Archana, because I was talking about your name. So yeah,
Yes.
one thing which you would like to say about today's training, today's session, how do you feel like saying?
It was very in-depth, and it was very helpful when you guys said, like, explained with the example, which was more clear. It was so easy to understand. Yeah, it was good. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Archana. Archana, I was expecting whether it was easy to understand or not, and you said that. So Archana, call out someone's name on the screen you see, please.
Shakil?
Yeah, Shakil. Yes, sir. What do you feel like saying?
Pretty detailed session today.
So it was a detailed session.
Yeah, I'm glad that I have 4 days off. I can go back and review it. So.
Okay, Shakil. So please call out someone's name on the screen you see, please.
Arthur, please.
Arthur. Yes, sir. What do you feel like saying?
Thank you, Shakil. Thank you, Prerna and Gaurav. It was a really good session. Got to know more about process flow diagram. Also, you explained very well the defect life cycle. Also learned a little bit about SQL, which is SQL, and the visual model, UI, wireframe, and the mockup. And now finally the WBS chart. I remember seeing this also in project management. Basically, the project manager also creates this chart, I think, there.
Sure.
So, but it was really interesting, a lot of knowledge, and like Shakil said, I have to definitely watch the video one or more time to really get all this into the head, But
Awesome.
Thank you, though. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Arthur. Please call out someone's name, please. On this.
Today would be, how about Komal?
Komal, yes. What do you feel like saying, Komal? How was it for you? Yeah.
Yeah, hi. Thank you, Prerna and Gaurav, for today's session. So today's session was interesting. Like we learned about the process flow diagram and bug defect, SQL query languages, and I will review to learn it deeply. Thank you.
Yeah, amazing. Komal, call out someone's name on the screen you see.
Wilson?
Wilson, yes, sir. What do you feel like saying?
Yeah, thank you for the session. It was so informative. I feel like it was refreshing for me because I've done SQL. I could understand, I could relate a lot with when we were picking the product ID, categories, colors, and all that. And that was so refreshing for me. SQL is fun, and I feel like now I'm well connected from SQL, business analyst, Scrum, and I feel like I'm able and I'm ready to face the job market.
Woohoo! Awesome. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this. I'm excited and thrilled to see you get placed, Wilson. So yeah, do the
Yes,
due
very
diligence.
well put. It was very encouraging and very assuring. Very nice, Wilson.
Yes,
Super.
yes. Wilson, please
Thank
call
you.
out someone's name on the screen, please.
I'm gonna call iPhone 2002 12.
Oh, okay. So please.
Yes, انتصار. It's a very condensed session today. A lot of diagrams, and I enjoyed the bug cycle and how it starts in the end. I hope to listen carefully actually to the video, and if I have any question, I will ask next time. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful night, guys.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
please call out someone's name on the screen, please, Sir.
Okay, we have here Cheetah.
Yes, thank you, Antasas. Thank you, Prerna. Thank you, Gaurav. I like today's session because I more feel connected with the SQL, because as right now I'm doing SQL from W3 schools. So I was having a more fun in SQL queries and everything. And I love that PF diagram. I definitely go on Lucid and try to do practice on that too. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you,
Superb,
Sheetal.
Cheetah. Very nice. Yes.
Call out a name, please.
Thilo.
Thilo, yes, Thilo, what do you feel like saying? Yeah.
Thank you, Sheetal. Yes, today's class had too many diagrams. It was informative and interesting, but it was too much to take it at one time. So like everyone said, I'm gonna have to go to the recording again and get an idea of it. But it was interesting, and at the same time I got an idea, but to wrap my head around, I'll just go ahead and watch the video, but it's in depth. And thank you to Gaurav and Prerna for the class.
Yeah, most welcome, guys. Like Thilo, your next milestones are multiple certificates waiting for you. Others, like Thilo, are means sharing her certificate. We are waiting for you also. Go ahead, crack some certificate and showcase that. And apart from this, don't forget to summarize it. And yeah, Thilo, please pass out to someone on the screen you see.
Yes, I think it leaves Prerna.
Yeah, Prerna.
Thank you so much, Silo. I was about to congratulate you. Great work. It gives us as trainers immense pleasure and happiness to see you guys getting certified, getting that added feathers in your cap, getting that additional, confidence. So I'll really urge and request everyone to go ahead and do the certification. These are free. And also, please do send videos. We love to watch you live, and the way you explain the concepts. And Guru School's website, a YouTube channel, is a great platform, trust me, wherein HR from all over market, from US, they're watching us. You know how well we are growing, so we want all of you to showcase and to get highlighted on our website and YouTube channel. So please create at least a 5-minute short video, that won't take much of your time, but the kind of confidence it will give you is tremendous. So this is my simple request from you. An absolutely wonderful session, very well explained by Gaurav, and all the technicalities and concept explained are very important, very real life. Those are not bookish or theoretical only. You will enter into the company and you will really listen and work on these terms like WBS and charts and process flow diagrams. So again, a regular request from my end, do rewatch this video. And if you have any doubts, please feel free to connect with us in the next session. All in all, a great session today. Thank you so much. Over to Gaurav.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. So we'll call it a day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care. Do all the assignment and yeah, share it back in the group. So yeah, good. Bye-bye. Take care. And thank you so much. Bye. Good night.
Good night.
you.
Take
Y'all
care,
have a good
guys.
night.
Bye-bye.
Prerna, please
night.
stay
Thank you.
back if you can.
Yeah, sure. Good night. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Let me stop.